think it's kind of obvious that I'm somebody that loves the internet. I love our online ability. I love social media. I love that we have this freedom of information now. Can we just take a step back? Every once in a while we have to be big boys and girls and realize it also comes with a downside, a dark side. We have a mass psychosis problem in the country. But here's the thing, is the quick thing to realize here. We've always had it. It's just that the nuts cases have a vehicle now with social media. So you just got to be careful. I've taken it upon myself. It's like a public service announcement. I've taken it upon myself to venture into the dark side of social media to look at some of the most insane, and I mean truly insane, concocted defenses that lunatics online have come up with to defend this Lindsay Clancy chick in Massachusetts. I won't get into the whole details of the story. You probably heard it now. It's the number one trial in the country. She horrifyingly killed her kids. It was postpartum depression. She was on antidepressants, all that, blah, 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 blah. We all know that. The defense that has come up for her, keep in mind, she's admitted to doing this, okay? She's admitted to it, no matter how sad this is. Her husband's not on trial. She's admitted to doing it. But the defense that has come up online that people have created in their own heads, some of them even famous people coming up with this, it's absolutely insane. So I'm just giving you a warning. This is some of the stuff you're going to see that's out there, because we have reached a whole different level of crazy in this country, or at least online anyway, and we'll get into it. I'll give you the top 3 insane things you're going to see for people trying to defend this. It is something. Anyway, we'll get into it. Thanks for being here. Wicked Radio live stream and replay on X, YouTube, Facebook. Clips on those channels all throughout the day. Also, the audio podcast of the complete episode of the show, always uploaded shortly after the live stream. Let's get right into it. First of all, let me give you the update. We'll start backwards. There is a GoFundMe now. I think it's called the Cosgrove Family Fund. I don't know what it is, whatever. Last check, the last update I saw was from late last night. It is just under, this is a legal defense fund, or for the family, for her, just under $900,000 for Lindsay Clancy. There are over 25,000 individual contributors to this thing. Over 25,000 to her. No matter how you feel about it. And some people would say, oh, it's because I want to, she obviously was postpartum depression, and I didn't understand that. And by the way, let me get this out of the way. I'm not debating that postpartum depression isn't a real thing. It certainly is. I get that. I understand that. Totally understand that. We're talking about something beyond here with the defenses that people have concocted in their minds. The truthers, the conspiracy theorists that are out there. Even though, and this is the scariest part, all of the facts of the case are right there in front of you. That's the great thing, too, about social media, internet information. You can actually look up the details of the case. You can look up transcripts if you wanted to. You could look up exactly what was said. You could look up all the testimony, because this thing's been televised out of Plymouth, Massachusetts, in a very famous case of Lindsay Clancy, because it's so horrifying and people love true crime. You could look it up, all the details, but that wasn't enough for them to go off on their own tangents and figure out exactly who or how this family was killed. That's where we are. Let's start with the kind of thing we're talking about. And I literally just went on TikTok very quickly, and it just said Lindsay Clancy. First video that popped up. You can find thousands, if not tens of thousands of videos just like this with this chick.
I have decided I'm going to send Lindsay Clancy a letter of encouragement. Of course, I'm not going to mention anything about the case or anything like that, but I did want to write to her and tell her that there are so many women that are out here praying for her. I think some words of encouragement might bring a smile to her. I don't know.
Okay. I get it. For certainly within your rights to be able to do that. Okay. I don't know if she's going to be reading letters anytime soon, but whatever. Okay. But that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Again, there's tens of thousands of videos like that. That's not even the worst of it. She's just offering support. No support for the husband who's left behind. No support for her mom who's left behind, or any other family members. No, it's for Lindsay Clancy herself, who, by the way, and I'll say this a million times today, admitted to killing her kids, to strangling them. Okay, so that's where we are. Let's go to a license. This video actually went viral because people are looking at this going, huh? What do you mean? This is actually a licensed therapist, and we got to talk about therapists someday and exactly their involvement in this kind of stuff. She went viral because she goes off the rails a little bit here and starts talking about why we should all support her. Here she is. This is a licensed therapist. I think she's in California. She's on a beach somewhere.
Of your lifetime. We are all experiencing something completely unprecedented. Never
mass
before
psychosis.
have we seen so many mothers and women rally behind somebody who confessed to killing her 3 children. And it is not because we cannot hold women accountable. Many of us see ourselves in Lindsay.
That got me, and I think my spidey senses are going off. I think that's why it went viral, because that's the part that got people to go, you hear that. We see ourselves in Lindsay. Even if you're not that familiar with this case, you step back for a second. You say, you see yourself in a mom that killed her kids, and then jumped out a window. Hold on, that's something different. But I think she's right about something there where she said, we've never seen anything like this. It's unprecedented territory. I think you're right. It's unprecedented mass psychosis. It's getting fueled by social media. Again, this is the bad side of all this free information we have right now. All right, before we go any further, before we get into the most insane lunatic conspiracy theory defenses that these online crazies have come up with to defend Lindsay in this case, let's just go to the actual courtroom, because I think they're skipping over this part. Like, they'll hear the information, they heard confession, they heard all the details, and they skip over it to go right to how they think what actually happened and actually who's actually responsible. But let's go to, and this is a local Boston TV station covering the story here. Here's what they said. They go to her mom, who was on the stand the other day. Listen to what she says, most importantly, about the drugs that Lindsay Clancy was on, and maybe is still on. Why isn't anybody keying in on this? Why don't we have a big investigation on some of these antidepressants? Maybe that should be the focus, but apparently it's not.
In her emotional testimony, Clancy's mother told the jury about her daughter, how she sought help at every turn from medical professionals and her family, but felt the medications she was given were, quote, destroying her mind.
She sent me a text message.
Would you read that for the jury?
Mom, will you please come up and stay with me for a bit? I'm really sick. Something is wrong. I had horrible insomnia all night, and I just don't know how I'm going to get through the day. I started taking the medicine my doctor prescribed for anxiety, and I think it's made things worse.
All right, I'm just going to stop it right there. Why isn't this the focus? If people online have all these TikTok sleuthers have all this time to come up with their truly nutty theories, which you'll hear here in a second, why isn't anybody taking just a moment to focus in and say, hey, I wonder if all these antidepressant drugs may have kind of like skidded her down the tracks a little bit here or took her off the rails? Why isn't anybody, some people are asking that question, but not enough. Why are we asking that? Anybody? Well, let's go to the crazy theories now. Nope, they skipped right to that, and they went right to some of the most insane things. Let's start with the one that's getting the most popular attention now, because I think this is just so crazy. Hey, granted, keep this in mind. There are a lot of people who put this out there because they want to get the attention. I mean, it's just so nuts. First of all, she couldn't have done it because of her astrological sign. That's right. Not only she couldn't have done it because of her astrological sign, it's got to be the husband, because he's a Gemini. This is crazy theory number one from these lunatics.
And, just following all their birth charts and birthdays and zodiac signs. Yeah. He did it. He's a Gemini man. His birthday is June 15th. I'm a Gemini woman. My birthday is June 14th. Let me give you another.
She's gone on for, she's a Gemini woman, so she's got the proof there. She's gone over the astrological signs of the kids and the mother and all the. No, not only to say that she couldn't have done it because of her birth sign, but he definitely did it because he's Gemini, and she knows because she's a Gemini woman. A lot of people fake these responses for clicks. I don't think she is. I think that's just an absolute lunatic. A lunatic. I really do. But wait a minute now. This trial, this case, this horrible tragedy is so big it's gotten the celebrities, or I should actually say pseudo-celebrities, involved in this too. Oh, yeah, they're chiming in. Here's Lisa Rinna, now a actress, but she's a reality star or whatever. She took it upon herself to film a video in the car fresh out of her therapy session. She and her therapist sat down and they came up with a theory. Well, gotta hear this. I mean, good Lord. I mean, when it comes to murder trials, who else do you go to but Lisa Rinna?
Chit chat. All right, he did it. Patrick did it. Patrick's the one who did it, not Lindsay. Patrick did it because, I also heard that women typically don't strangle. So awful to even say, but that isn't what a woman would do. They don't strangle. I was actually in therapy today, and my therapist and I were talking about it, and I said, well, what do they do? She said, well, they poison, or I said, oh, or drown them. Like, we literally had that conversation today.
Got that, everybody? Again, by the way, not only crazy theories, but crazy theories that wind up blaming the husband for all this. That's a pattern, too. Mass psychosis. What possible benefit other than getting more attention for yourself would Lisa Rinna have to chime in on this and then accuse this husband as if he's not gone through enough that he actually did it? So that's crazy conspiracy theory number 2. She didn't do it because women don't strangle. So we've got, she didn't do it because of her astrological sign, number 1. Number 2, she didn't do it because women don't strangle. Okay, all right. But here's my favorite one of all. She didn't do it, and the whole story is concocted because, as the court case says, she then jumped out of the window. It's physically impossible for her to jump out of the window, say the internet sleuths on TikTok. You ready for this? Here's a little compilation. Somebody actually took some video of of these people testing the theory to see if a woman could jump out of a window. Yeah.
TikTokers are posting reenactment videos of them hanging out the window to prove that Lindsay Clancy is innocent. This weekend I've seen...
Couldn't have done it. She's innocent because she couldn't have jumped out a window. Couldn't have done it because women don't strangle. Couldn't have done it because of her astrological sign. And clearly because he's a Gemini, he did it. This is what we're talking about here. Lunatics. But I think it's something more than that, though. It's funny to just laugh at people when they come up with their ridiculous theories when a case gets this big. They completely skip over the tragedy of it. They don't care. They don't. It's like true crime fans. Like, they don't care about the actual details of the case and people that were hurt. They just want to get involved in the nitty-gritty details, and they feel safe that way, or whatever the hell it is, whatever. But they don't care about any of that. And took it upon themselves to not only defend her with these insane theories, they went ahead and accused him, the husband that's left behind. I wonder if the husband can actually go back and sue public figures like Lisa Rinna, who came up with her insane theories about that and came out there and blamed him. I don't think they can. But this is the sad part. You know what nobody's talking about? All of these insane lunatic conspiracy theorists, mostly on TikTok. You know what they're not talking about? The kids and the family that was left behind. They're not talking about the actual murders. They're not talking about that at all. They don't care. They just want to get their stupid theories out there and hang out the window and make a video for clicks. They don't care. You know what they're also not talking about? They're not talking about the effect, I mentioned this a little bit before, about the effects of these drugs. This should be, after what her mother said in the courtroom, this should be the national discussion to talk about these antidepressants. By the way, we heard from Lisa Rinna through her therapist, and then an actual licensed therapist who was on the beach talking about that. They're not talking about drugs. How many of these therapists are doling out drugs like they're candy now, getting these people into these psychotic states? Isn't that a worthy discussion? Shouldn't we ask that question? And nobody is bringing that up. This should be the national discussion, the opener to talk about the effects of these antidepressants, and nobody's talking about it. Instead, what do? We use this beautiful technology we have with social media, and we jump right to stupid conspiracy theories and blaming the husband whose entire family was killed. Great. Good job. That's where we are. But it's mass psychosis. It's a crazy, crazy thing to see, and I don't know. And it'll be interesting to see where this legal, it's not a legal defense fund, it's a GoFundMe. But it's just under $900,000 as of this recording. By the time you listen or hear this later on, it'll probably be close to its $2 million goal for her. Because people have gravitated towards her for, I thought originally it was to support somebody suffering from postpartum depression, and that was the original theory. I think a lot of women online are supporting her and giving money to this cause simply because she's a woman. And that's the mass psychosis part. I don't know. But that one lady on the beach, the actual therapist who said, we've never seen anything like this, I think they're right. We're seeing some kind of bizarre divide, but we'll see where it goes. I don't know. I'm just telling you, I ferreted out these crazy online theories so you don't have to, because that's the insanity you're going to see today and as this trial goes on. And when it ends, when she's found guilty, because she, again, admitted to it, and goes off to the nervous hospital to spend the rest of her days, all of these crazies, all of these people out there will move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? Because that kind of crazy, like we said yesterday, that kind of crazy doesn't dissipate. It doesn't go away. It just gets focused in a different direction. So they'll go ahead and defend the next lunatic that's out there with crazy conspiracy theories. Just giving you a warning. We'll see. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you so much for the Wicked Radio live stream and the replay on X and YouTube and Facebook and the clips all over social media. Don't forget the audio podcast, complete show, uploaded shortly after the live stream, which will be in just a couple of minutes. Make it a wicked awesome Tuesday. Watch out for those crazies. We'll talk to you tomorrow.